Hey, it's Gina Brogan. How are you? Welcome to this really fun, it's going to be a short training though. It's going to be a training, and I want you to get out your notebook, write down these steps, follow along, and then as soon as this live is over, what I would like you to do is go to your buffet and start filling up your plate. And then you can also take off of your plate anything that doesn't align. What am I talking about? I'm going to help you demystify the concept and practice of manifestation, how to actually call into your life what you want and desire in any area. Now, I want you to think about for 2025, what is one area of your life that you really want to improve? And what would that look like specifically? For example, do you want to improve your finances? Do you want to become more financially stable? Do you want to become more confident? Do you want to have healthier relationships, whether it's romantic partnerships or relationships with your family, with your friends, with colleagues and coworkers? Or do you want to just improve your health? And so if you could just pick one area of your life that you'd like to focus on for this experience, for this one practice, then once you nail down the practice, once you understand this, once you learn it and love it and practice it, then you can expand to different areas of your life. I have to tell you, I was on a call with a client last week, and she absolutely loved this. We had so much fun. What we were doing for her was manifesting her partner. Yes, we were. We were manifesting. But this isn't just limited to calling in partnerships or business or jobs or anything, but it's perfect for it. And what you do here is you are actually just getting clear on what you do want. So I want to give you the analogy. I want you to imagine yourself. You are at a buffet table, and it's a beautiful buffet table. It's the highest end buffet table you've ever seen. And they have everything to choose from. You're like, oh, wow, what a cornucopia of amazing choices. Hello, baby. Oh, sorry. Come here. You can come up. Sorry. They have everything you could ever imagine, especially your favorite things. And this can be a breakfast buffet, a dinner buffet, a lunch buffet. It can be an anything buffet. The food is just the analogy. And I want you to think about life. Anything in your life that sounds fun, like puppies. Come here, puppies. Up we go. Whee! This is my puppy, Luna. Manifested her and her brother. So now, in front of you is this buffet of every amazing, enjoyable, lovely thing that you can imagine. And I want you to start putting things on the plate. Now, for the example of calling in a partner, or calling in a job situation, or calling in clients, or calling in how you want your home life to feel. I want to start with specifics, such as, let's I don't know, we can do a job or we can do a partner. Let's do a partner because I just recently did this. So she wanted somebody he could fix anything. He was like MacGyver. He was very, very handy. He had a military background. That was on her buffet table. He was really chivalrous and had very conservative values. And he was very handy around the house, but he was also a medical professional. She's in the medical field, so she wanted a partner who also understood that. He had a deep connection with his children. He had some children, and he knew that his children would be very, very safe, happy, and evolved. It wasn't evolved. It was that she was going to add a lot of value to his children's lives. She really wanted to be of value to his children's lives. So the laundry list, as she was just rattling things off, I was writing them down. So let's see if I can go to find that list here. Just to give you an example, she's just I said, what else? What else? What else? I'm just saying, pile your plate as high as you want it. Do not limit yourself in asking for what you actually want. This is one thing that people who struggle to actually manifest, they limit what they think they're allowed to have. And I'm here to tell you, I want you to pile it on. He protects me. I'm treated like a princess. They both like traveling, but they love to road trip. They're not as big into flying as others. They want a road trip, and she wants to be the passenger princess. He wouldn't change a hair on my head. He wants more dogs. He he's open to adopting more kids, even though he has his own. He puts value into experiences. So when they go to travel, they do it in a really high level. They do first class. He's not cheap. He might be frugal and conservative with his spending, but he's not cheap. He definitely wants to surround his children with high value, high quality experiences and things. He's honest and kind, but will tell the truth to the people who need to hear the truth. Like, he's not going to hide things from, and sugarcoat. I think she was saying she really wants somebody who can communicate openly with her. So anyway, there's a ton of things that she put on her plate. Now, what happens when we do this? A couple of things. First of all, we're going to notice, well, I've never had that before. And so you're going to go, like in the buffet analogy, you're going to say, well, if I'm at this buffet and I'm picking up like French toast and pizza and grilled cheese and chicken noodle soup, all the things that I desire, I'll tell you what I'm not putting on my plate. I am not putting mushrooms, I'm not putting olives, and I'm definitely not putting beets on there. And while we're at it, I'm not putting kale. I know some people think that kale is the gift of life, but I'm here to say it is not for my life. So I'm going to choose what is exciting and elevating to me, and what's not. So you are going to have a couple things happen. Wow, I've never had that before. This is what I've had. This is what I have right now. This is what I'm tolerating and putting up with. And I want you to say, I'm no longer going to tolerate this. So if we use the relationship analogy, we can think, oh, I have tolerated men who cheat, men who don't really tell the truth, men who don't treat me that well. They are not respectful. They argue and interrupt all the time, and they ignore my needs. So you're going to take that and put it off of your table. And I do want you to write down on your list things I am no longer going to put on my plate or allow on my plate. Okay, so you're going to pile your plate with what you do want, and then you're also going to take off what you don't want. So there are things in your life that you have right now that you don't want. Let's put those in the garbage. Let's say, I'm not having this anymore. Okay, now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to come up with, as you're saying, oh, I want this and I want that, da, 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 da. You may or may not, likely, you will have limiting beliefs that tell you, well, that doesn't exist. There are no men like that. And, well, if there are men like that, they don't pick me. They don't choose me. First of all, girlfriend, I'm here to tell you, you do not wait to be picked by a job, by a man, by anything. You are the one who chooses. Contrary to what you may have been taught or told or learned, you do not wait to be picked. You are the chooser. You are the picker. So now you are understanding, wait, I don't have to choose, a guy who's got addictions, or I don't have to choose a guy who doesn't really know how to tell the truth, or doesn't want to really communicate openly and honestly with me. Or I don't have to choose a job where I feel really not appreciated or not heard. I get to choose the kind of work that I want to do. So whatever that one area of your life that you're doing this buffet analogy with, put on what you want, take off what you don't want that you have right now, and say, I no longer want this. I'm no longer available for this. And then as those beliefs come up that say you can't have it, it doesn't exist, or you're not worthy, or whatever stories you're telling yourself, I want you to write those down and say, how can I change this? Where did I first learn this? Is this really true? Is there something, if it has been true, can I do something to change it? So you're going to process that. Now, a lot of these beliefs we don't even know we have. They're very buried. They're deep down. So you're going to listen to yourself when it's like, oh, wow, I really like how my girlfriend has a husband who, takes the kids out every Saturday morning, no matter what. And he takes them grocery shopping and to the park. And she gets that Saturday morning to do whatever she wants. And he's always sending her to the spa because he knows that she feels better when she's had a massage and her nails done. So if you can see something out in the world that you want that somebody else has, put that on your plate. That's on the buffet. That's available. You just haven't chosen it yet. You've told yourself a story or you've made some assumptions that tell you it's not for you. That's not true. So you get to change your belief systems and also change your energy around something. I go really, really deep into this in my Radiant Soul Mastermind. We talk about how to become an energetic match. So I'm going to give you a brief scenario of how to do that. So you're going to look at those belief systems that tell you it's not available for you or whatever, and I want you to write those down, process each one of those, and tell a new story. Do something about it. You may have to make a change. You may have to get some other training. You may have for example, if you want to be a dentist but you haven't gone to college, that's what I mean. Or if you want to have financial freedom, what do you have to learn about money? What do you have to change in your finances and your habits? So there's stuff you may need to do, and you will know what that is when you really start to feel into, yes, I want to have this. I want to be this person for who this is normal, right? You're elevating who you are. Now, you may have deep wounding, emotional pain that when you start to want something, that little wounded girl inside of you starts to go a little bit crazy and say, who am I to want that? I want you to talk to her. I want you to learn how to, maybe you're going to take some steps in the direction of your dreams. You're going to move in that direction, and then outside of your comfort zone, you're going to feel like you're freaking out. That's just the little wounding pattern in you, the little girl in you who's living in pattern. And I want you to listen to her because she's going to tell you where your fears are. She's going to tell you where there's healing to be done. So pay attention to it, but don't buy into it. Know the difference between, oh, this is a thought that I've just thought so many times, I've been told so many times, it's turned into a belief. And you can challenge your beliefs that are not true. Now, once you have your plate, it's full of this cornucopia of your decisions, not mine, not your mother's, not your father's, not your husband's, not your kids, yours. This is where you really step into your power and you let go of what other people would be putting on their plates. And their plates, are like falling down and not really staying apart. Their plates are falling apart. And so they try to put their stuff onto your plate. This is your plate. You are going to enjoy and eat from this plate. Try and notice and remove stuff that other people have tried to put on your plate. Like, oh, you should be a doctor. And so have you been pursuing a doctor career, or you need to get a college education? Have you been pursuing a college education because that's what somebody else wants for you? When you do the work of really connecting with yourself and healing your trauma and healing your patterns and developing new patterns from your higher self, your healed divine identity, you're going to know the difference between what's yours and what's other people's. And it takes a lot of courage and self-love to choose the stuff that's yours and to not choose others. This is where your boundaries are going to be your friend. Your boundaries are going to teach you and how to choose. So a lot of people come to me and they're like, I don't even know what I want. I don't know what I want for my life, because they're at a stage in their life where they're just realizing, wait, this life doesn't really work for me. And they're entering their healing journey. And that's a fine place to be, because you can look at your plate and go, oh, I don't want a cheating boyfriend. I don't want a job I hate. I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. every day. I don't want to drive a car that barely runs. You can look at what is in your life right now that you no longer want and clear your plate to make space for what you do want. And once you start clearing your plate and getting clear on what you no longer want, that makes room for what you do want. This is very powerful work when you start to sit with yourself and tune out distractions and stop scrolling and getting input from everybody else. So the next thing you're going to do is activate your RAS. What's your RAS? Has anybody heard of that? Your RAS is your reticular activating system. It's the part of your brain that is like a dog with a bone. When you throw the bone, the dog goes and fetches it and brings it back to you. Actually, does the dog bring a bone back? It just maybe buries it. No. Okay. It's like a dog with a ball. You throw the ball, the dog catches it, fetches it, and brings it back to you, right? Your brain, the RAS part of your brain, reticular activating system, is your dog with a ball. You can say, hey, I want this. I want all this stuff that I put on my plate. How do I get this? Don't ask yourself how you get this. Ask yourself, where do I see it? How have I even seen this? And what does that look like? What does it look like to live a healthier life, live a happier life, be in a happy, peaceful, harmonious relationship? Well, it looks like these things. It looks like, like you might see your friend who's got a husband who takes the kids out every Saturday and lets her do what she wants to do and go get spa treatments and really take care of herself. It looks like a partner who cooks for you and you clean. What specifics does it look like? Now, you're going to send your RAS out. Once you've started to make this list and you've put it on your plate, like we did with my client the other night, your RAS is going to look for evidence that it exists out in the world or in your personal life or on TV, anywhere. You're going to see, you're going to bring your awareness to it. And what you also are going to do is everything you've scraped off your plate and you put in the trash, I want you to do everything you can to not go there, not tell those stories, not think about that. And when you do think about it, when somebody in your circle says, yeah, there are no good men out there like that. Everyone out there is just so lame. You are not going to engage in that conversation. You are not going to pick that up and put it back on your plate, right? Can you tell me I am not going to do that? Luna, come here. Come here, please. You are not going to put anything that you do not want to be true on your plate. You want to let go of that belief system. You want to no longer tell that story, so do not put it on your plate. So what are you going to do instead? You're going to go back to your list. Every day, you're going to read your list. But from that list, you're going to create a symbolic scene. A scene that says, oh my gosh, I've manifested this thing that I used to want and I didn't think was available. I've manifested it. I get it. I have it. I'm living it. What would that look like? What would that feel like? What are the emotions that you feel? Oh, I feel so taken care of. I feel so seen. I feel so heard. I feel so respected. I feel so loved. I feel so adored. I feel so elevated. This is my life. Wow. And that scene can look like whatever you want. Maybe it's Saturday morning pancakes and your kids bring up waffles or pancakes to you because your partner and their father is making pancakes and waffles, and you get to sleep in. Maybe it looks like you're in your dream job and people are congratulating you. Wow, you manifested this amazing job. I'm so proud of you. And you're signing your offer letter and you're sitting at your new desk and you're making it yours, or you're traveling the world doing whatever it is that you want to do in that next level. So create that scene. Feel the feelings. Now, you're going to create the senses. What do you see, taste, hear, smell, touch? Use as many of the senses in this scene to bring it to life, to be in the middle of it. What is happening in the scene? And then what are the emotions? So you've got your senses. What are the emotions? That is how you become an energetic match for this life you desire, this one thing you're calling in. And I like to focus on one area of life because it's clear. And then when you learn this skill and you actually learn to manifest using these very practical activities, it flows to every other area, okay? And you can also apply it in any area. So you're going to create this symbolic scene, and then what I want you to do is write it out. So you can write it out in the form of a letter from your future self, in the form of a letter from a friend, in the form of just, here's the scene, and this is what's happening. You could write a script. And then I want you to feel the feeling. So write it out, feel what's happening. If you're reading your scene and you're not smiling and you're not going, oh my God, this is so amazing, I can't wait to like share this with my friends or whatever, then you're not feeling it yet. Feel like you're there. Excuse me, I got to let her, my beautiful little puppy, feel what it's like to be out of this room. Go on. And so the power of feeling, that's where you are, that's the manifestation part. Once you feel it, that love from that partner, that stable, loving, compassionate, protective, providing partner, you don't need it. You're not out there looking for it. You're not chasing it. You're not needy for it and desperate for it. You feel it. You practice those feelings. You bring it into your body before you go out in the world and before you go to bed at night. You reread your scene. You may want to tweak something here and there, and you just keep feeling it and feeling it and feeling it until you realize, wow, I don't even need to go out and get it. I feel it. That's when you're a match for it and you attract it. That's when it just naturally and normally presents itself. So the ways it will present itself, it's not from you doing things to get it. It presents itself in inspirations that come to you because you are now putting yourself into a higher frequency. You're fueling this scene with elevated emotions. Oh my God, I feel so warm and cozy and taken care of. This is so good. Maybe you are dancing when you're reading it or thinking about it. You're so elevated. You actually feel it. And when you practice this and rehearse your future memories, you become a match for it, and you will be in a higher frequency where solutions, inspiration, thoughts will come to you, or opportunities. You'll get a phone call out of the blue from a job, somebody looking for you for this job. That happened to me. I didn't even remember applying to this job, and it just came to me, and I happened to pick it up, and 2 days later, I was working for this place that I was like, wow, this is amazing. I can't even believe it. And here's how I was available for that job. I was working in another job, and there were things on the plate that I was like, this woman who I'm working for does not feel clean energy. I feel icky around her. I don't really like the situation, the parking situation. The hours weren't right. So I left that job with no backup. I just was like, that's where my boundaries were supporting me. I'm like, I'm not available for that anymore. And I made myself available for that new job to come in, and I loved it. I was there for 2.5 years. And that was the pathway to the next job where I doubled my salary. So it just puts you into a different frequency. So doing this work, you're always calibrating, even if you have no physical, tangible evidence that what you desire, that person you're calling in or that situation you're calling in, there's no tangible evidence. It happens in divine timing when you become a match, when you're relaxed and chill and knowing, oh, the universe has my back. I can't get this wrong. I am the creator of my life. I'm no longer a victim. Opportunities, inspirations, magical miracles out of nowhere come. And that's how you manifest your actual desires. You have got to be brave enough and courageous enough to claim what you actually want, not what you think people want for you. That will help you become a very, very powerful creator. And if this has been interesting for you, if you have learned something, if you've taken something away, and you want to take this work deeper, because here's what happens. people start to manifest, they start to do this work, they start to step out of their comfort zone, and then they forget and they fall into old habits again, or they actually don't believe it. When you share your vision with a community that holds that vision, believes that vision, and a coach who's there to help you and guide you through, you cannot miss. It happens. It's inevitable. It's amazing. So if you want to learn more about what it might be like to do this work regularly, more deeply, and with a high frequency community where the conversations are very different from what most people are used to, I have the most amazing Black Friday special offer that is coming out this Friday, and I'm sharing about it to anybody who says, hey, I want to be first on the list. I want to know about this first so that I have the first opportunity to get in. And this is only going out to 6 women. Because it involves one-on-one time with me, I only have space to offer this at this ridiculous, crazy, no-brainer price for 6 women. So if this is something you're curious about and you want to get on that opportunity list first, comment in this video or send me a message. Say, hey, I want to hear about your Black Friday offer. And you will be the first to know before I open it up to the public. All right. Comment below. Details. Say the word details or say Black Friday, whatever it is. And you will be on the list. All right. Thank you so much. Go practice this. This is so fun. And this will absolutely change your life. I want to do the buffet table for manifestation. Talk to you soon. Bye.